Welcome back everybody to the channel. My name is Chris Orme. Today we're here with some more Motorsport Manager with ZRT Autosport in the ERS. We have got Sergio Valdez and Alessandro Cruz in our car here for ZRT at Tondela, Portugal, and it's raining. It's raining. It didn't rain in practice, and you won't believe the setups I managed to get on these cars, but it doesn't really matter now because all that good work is undone. Soft level 2, race trim level 2. I did manage to almost get level 3. Now, the messed up thing about qualifying was I had the 3rd place with Cruz. I had 12th with Valdez. But Valdez had high setup knowledge, whereas Cruz only had medium. And I don't know why. What I do know is Valdez didn't perform as well as he could have done because we nailed his setup. I mean, we were so close on the beginning. That was my first stint. Excellent, good, great. Don't know how that sort of, I just wanted a little bit more top speed. We were told to go on understeers. We did. We kept that the same as where it was. And I just wanted to go somewhere in the middle here because I knew, I remembered Portugal being a high downforce track. Now I can't remember why I remember that, but I did. So, we went high downforce. 18s, 18s. We decided to keep these the same and then just drop that short gear ratio. We could put a little bit more suspension in there, and bang, we just unbelievable. But do I start on inters? Now, it's not going to be raining too heavy. No, I could. There's not going to be much grip, but I could stay out on softs. And then it looks like maybe by about lap 4, that could possibly... Yeah, I've changed the keyboard shortcuts for these two, so I can actually see the weather in this quite easily. So by lap 4, maybe, just maybe, it'll be time for inters. So around lap 4 to 5 is inters. And then, if it keeps going up to here, we go on inters again to the end of the race. However, if we think it's going to tail off, maybe laps 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there might be a good place to come in for softs, 4 laps of fuel, and just blitz the end of the race. So I'm thinking soft into soft unless it keeps raining, in which case that might be 2 sets of inters to finish the race. But 3 excellence, 98% optimal. I am loving that. So we're going to start off, Sergio, on a set of softs. And let's think. End of lap 3 or 4. So yeah, let's put... Let's give Sergio 4 laps of fuel. Let's give Valdez 5. I think that might work out. We bring in Valdez. Now, Cruz's setup was pretty good. We actually hit on that fairly early because this bar was actually full here. So again, wanted a bit higher downforce. Went just to the high side of middle, which was around here. The handling hasn't changed much. I just basically went to the middle and nailed that. And the speed balance, yeah. That was a little bit more acceleration from center and just kind of nailed that first time round. So I didn't bother changing it. I should have probably changed this a little bit lower and a little bit more top speed, seeing if they would rack up the excellence. Didn't go that far though, just decided to keep where we were. And as you can see, it was just a little bit less tire pressure, higher angles, and a shorter gear ratio. So I don't need to change too much. I think we're going to do this though. 5 laps and 4 laps of fuel. I think that's going to work out for us. Or do we give Cruz the undercut? Cruz can make his tyres go longer. We do this. We come in for inters and full fuel at around lap 4 to 5, somewhere around there. If we can come in around that point when fuel's running low for both these cars, go on to the inters, which should be, you know, the weather looks steadily raining, and it looks like it's going to pick up, so we should be okay through here. And then if it starts picking up lap 5 or so, we should be okay on the inters, and then tail down to the end of the race, maybe. Of course, if it keeps at this level, maybe, you know, it might dry out by lap 8, in which case, you know, when we're about to pit, I really need to remember to look at that and try and figure out what we're doing. I get the feeling I don't know if we should be on inters. I get the feeling that other people might start on inters, and if they do, if we get enough grip on the track despite the wet conditions, maybe we can steal a march on them and move up the order. So, big questions. Big questions, but I think here we're going to see what happens on. So Predator have the front row of the grid. Archer and Firebird not far behind. Down there on the 4th row with Subaru is Cruz, so he will have a decent shot at getting up the order. Medium tyres behind him. I think if this does continue to rain, that is a poor choice. Anyone on inters? Softs, medium, soft, medium, soft. And mediums at the back of the grid. Okay, so Valdez could gain a few positions on those softs for the first few laps. Everyone's coming in. Mediums seem to be a little bit of a waste, so I'm surprised that they are there. Except if it dries up, in which case medium might be an excellent strategy. So I'm a bit worried now, actually second guessing myself. Okay, too late to do anything about that. So let me get my... it's a little bit fiddly sometimes to get my top-down view with the straight there. We're going to go to Cruz and see what he can do as we move to 5 red lights. And it's a good start for Cruz. Valdez didn't have a bad start either, so Cruz, not too bad there to begin with. Valdez will dash up the inside into 13th. We've got 7th place with Cruz as well. 12th place for Valdez, contested round these corners, and he's going to sneak out ahead there, but then get caught, I think, round the outside, but still managing to get into position. So, Cruz here with a nice little move there. Not sure that's going to work out on the outside there, but he holds on to 7th. So 7th and 12th, 8th and 12th now. We can see everybody pushing quite a bit. So, using these... Oh, yes, look at that. More rain. It looks like more rain on the way. And yeah, that's going to carry us through. So, inters at the end of lap 3 and the end of lap 4. So, we're going to get ready to pit Valdez in. So, that's going to be our first move. Cruz now falling down into 9th place. Not the best there. Beauchamp taking him. It looks like Arbeloa might come through as well. Cruz just about holding off. Couldn't quite get up the inside of Beauchamp there. So 1.6 laps of fuel to go. So when Valdez hits that line, we are going to jump in and we're coming in for inters. We're going to risk it and see. That looks decent to me. That's going up. Oh, yes. Yes. More rain. So, I think we're going to back off on the fuel a little bit. So, push and mediums. Get Valdez and Cruz in good position, so they will come through. And now when Cruz finishes this lap, of course, we will be looking to pit him as well. You need to pit for intermediates. I know you do. But you're coming in on this lap. That's what you're doing. You're staying out that extra lap while it's not too wet. Again, we're going to risk that fast. And we're going to see what happens there. So, Valdez drops down, but great refueling. Good Good tyre stop. That's pretty decent. And that gives him a good chance now of getting out and about with this race. So, let's go on to high. Let's not push the fuel too much. And tell you what, over there, let's see what we can do. So, 13th place for Valdez. Cruz is leading as he comes into the pits here. Other people coming into the pits as well. Let's go on high. And let's get those tyre temps up a little bit. Let's push on those. And yeah, let's keep those tyre temps rather high in the rain. So, Cruz up into 5th place. Not a bad stop at all there. And the Inters will last a little longer than other people. Looks like that's levelling out around lap 8. So, yeah, maybe lap 10 to 12 we might look at doing something there. So let's keep our car sort of pushing a little bit. Cruz drops a place there. No, don't worry about your tyres. Don't worry too much about your tyres. Cavalcanti there clashing and has a drive-through penalty. That should put Valdez up a position. Cruz is in 4th. That's what we like to see. And let's take another look. Yeah, the rain is still coming down a little bit. That is okay. We are pushing pretty much harder than most of the rest of the teams. So, I'm happy there. Up into 2nd place, Lisandro Cruz with a beautiful move. He has got Evans in his sights. And he comes round there for the lead as we come here. Round and, yeah, couple of people there pitting. We don't need to pit just yet. I'm thinking, no, that 8 laps. Yeah, we'll do one more lap with each of these, and then that is falling off. Look at that. It's going to dry up a bit. So we are going to go on to the softs. It's pretty much as predicted. And I am really happy with that. So, when he comes round and through past the pit lane, you're going to come in for soft tyres. And that's going to be fine. And that's going to be fine. You're going to go on a balanced strategy there. Go on to low fuel just to try and help out a little there. And on to neutral. And you're going to drop down to medium, but you're going to keep up there. And keep on attacking. Valdez up into 8th place at the moment. So let's save some fuel as he comes round. Do I pit with Cruz? No. 8, 9, or do I wait one more? Grip's going to start coming in. I think I want to wait one more with Cruz. So let's see if he can make it round. And he's going to run out of fuel as he comes into the pit lane. Absolutely beautiful stuff. So high and attack, I guess, there. And then you're going onto your soft tyres with full fuel, of course. Parts are looking good. We're going to risk another fast strategy there. Good and good. So, looks like we're down into 14th with Valdez, but still that is pretty good, considering other people on Inters are still going to have to come in. So Valdez can gain 1, 2, and the top 6. He can gain 8 positions if he's good enough. So we'll keep pushing Valdez and hopefully get that going. Whereas Cruz now, we need to see through until the end of this. So let's go on overtake. He's coming into the pits there. Can you come in for Inters? You cannot. And then we're going to throw Cruz out here, and he will come out in 2nd place. Gerard there, but Gerard's on Inters. Is that the case? If that's the case, he's got to come in. We go to the end of the race. Cruz has got a great chance. I'm sorry I'm getting a little excited here, but I didn't think that we could do too much. No Cruz, no Inters. What's the matter with you? Believe in me. I will not steer you wrong. So let's go down on push and high for both of them. And there's the pit for Gerard. And we are out in first place by some distance. And we're gaining a lot of time with these people coming into the pits. Tyre deg is pretty bad, so let's go on to neutral. Looks like it's getting a little interesting along the way here. Cruz is running better than he ever has on this track. I am happy to see that. Let's move down to neutral now to save these tyres a little bit, to stop from getting us a bit wrecked. So we're going to be losing a lot of time, but that's okay. So we're going to see what we can do here. Can Valdez start picking up anything? I think it's time for Valdez to make that push. And I think it's time for Cruz to make that push. So our strategy is better than anybody else's right now. Valdez is in 10th. And as long as we don't lock up the wheels, I think we'll be doing okay. We will actually be on good pace. So Cruz is going to push through here. We're on excess fuel. We're a little lower than that. Panel come off the front wing. Okay, Valdez is fine. Cruz, I mean, please, Cruz, please. Like, one more lap, that's all you've got to get. One lap, what's the gap? 9 seconds. I'll tell you what, we can go... We can go medium. Can we go... high neutral. We're just going to course through with Cruz. Looks like Valdez there is not getting his way too much. We'll drop down to medium. And we're going to drop down to low, in fact, and just hope he can nurse that car through. Back up and low for Cruz. As he comes round here, the final corner at Portugal, at Tondela. Lisandro Cruz wins the race for ZRT Motorsport, and that is fantastic. So conserve backup for Valdez. His tyres have gone off. His fuel is absolutely abysmal. He is really struggling there. He's going to fall down the order. We kind of got things a little wrong with him, which is a little bit of a shame. But Cruz picks up a fantastic victory here. We nailed the setups for both Valdez and Cruz in practice. We nailed the strategy for Cruz. We didn't quite get Valdez's right, but I was a little preoccupied. What you can see there is 7.5 seconds though over a 15-lap race. So half a second faster than his nearest competitor every single lap was Cruz. Valdez will stumble across in 18th place out of fuel. Not great for him, but that's okay. We come in with a win here at Honda with, I can't believe that we actually managed to win that, but Cruz did so well. Well, there we go. I just skipped through the last bit of that there, pause recording for a minute while those cars came through. And here we can see the results. Cruz absolutely flying there. A good first pit. That was a good stint. Everybody came in a little early, I felt. We decided that we would go on one set of inters through that rain and hopefully, either another set of inters here. I don't think they would have stretched 8, so they would have had to come back in. But as we saw it was drying up, as I'd hoped it would, we put on the softs, we got out ahead of people, and we absolutely flew. Now, Valdez sadly had a very similar situation, except we should have probably gone 4, 6, 5 with him. We didn't get that right, and he hasn't got the greatest of cars. He ran out of fuel, his tyres fell off a cliff. Wasn't watching as well as I should have been, because Cruz was the person who kind of held my attention there. Rightly so, though. It came like that. Wait, wait. No! Ah, we got the achievement for it, but we just got demoted 2 places. It's a low risk of rule break. Why did I get caught the first and only race I've used it? Come on. Oh. So, it says there that he was demoted 2 places, but you know what? He's still in first, and he's still got that there. So, GMA rules, drive-through penalty, drive-through, demoted, 6th place. Wow. Like, are you kidding me? That's outstanding. Okay, so maybe we didn't actually lose that, so we still get on target. We still win the race, even though we were supposed to be demoted. I think we were that far ahead, maybe. So yeah, Valdez there sitting in 18th. So with a part which breaks the rules, Lissandro Cruz still wins the race, and that is fantastic. His 3rd, and he leapfrogs there over Sergio Valdez. So 8th and 10th in this series. Not too bad. You can see Silver Racing not too far ahead of us now. And Garuda, well, they're a little bit still in the lead. But it's only going to take a couple of good races to get ahead of both those teams. I don't know if we've got it in us. I do not know this season. But this is a great sort of first season, a good base to actually set things up. So, put a pretty big bet on them rooting for us. Nice. ZRT made it look easy. Superb win. Loving that as well. Need a better driver than Sergio Valdez. I agree. He's a great driver, but he's just not producing. So, it might be time to pull the trigger there. Although a little bit of race strategy, giving him the worst car, it's not all his fault. But overall, I'm not a huge fan of Valdez. He came up big a couple of races ago in Berlin. You know, that's one thing. But overall, Cruz is being by far the better driver. So, let's see there. A little bit of morale gain for Valdez. That's decent. Don't mind that. Adaptability of 19 for Lissandro Cruz, it seems. He's got like really, really high morale. I'm excited to see that work out. Chairman happiness goes down, but marketability goes up. Why does the happiness go down when we're expected to come 7th and we come 4th and we made money? And I don't understand. I don't understand, but there we go. So Jar came in there, you see, in 4th place. That's what keeps him up and running. Sabado, decent run there into 2nd, and Marchetta in 3rd. They're a little bit off the pace, though, for the championship. Who's going to catch Jar? I'm not sure anyone really has much of a shot. Yeah, really not much of a shot at all. But like I say, we're in that 3rd place right now. We've got a chance at 2nd, a little bit of a shot at 1st. 4th is looking over our shoulder. It's all to play for. So staff, we are 2nd. Sponsors, we are the best, and we have the best drivers. We have the 9th best car. So the car isn't doing us any favour. We're trying to get better, but we're not anywhere near it. The headquarters is a long-term goal. But overall, I'm very, very pleased with that. I hope you enjoyed, that video there. A little bit of a shorter video, not cutting things out, but instead skipping practice. I think we know now how I do practice. In general, unless I've got an idea about the track from previous races or whatnot, I will start with very minor changes for the first session. The second run at practice, we make the bigger changes. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, we go back the other way. And that's about it. So, I'm pretty happy seeing the way some things are going. Cruz already has some great things, so let's try and impress everybody. And Valdez is a good driver. Let's get his morale up a little bit more. Part band. Oh. Yeah. Damn it. So we don't have those brakes. That got banned this season. Okay. Well, that sucks. I mean, it really sucks for Valdez, because he drops back onto terrible brakes. How much for new brakes? How much can we do for new brakes? 5 days. So I could do a great part there, but we don't have the R&D facility, and that's gonna hurt us. So yeah, maybe we don't do that. Maybe it'll get unbanned for next season. I don't know how that works, but we're gonna see. So let's have a look then. There's a few things. Upgrade buildings. Far too much money. Not going to be able to do anything. Scouting, I'm tempted with. I am slightly tempted with. You know, I'm slightly tempted with that. Brakes R&D. We need a level 2 factory. So the first thing we probably going to need to do, if we get enough money, is go here and build factory level 2. So that's 8 million. At the moment, I'm a little tempted with the scouting facility, but we do have 2 decent drivers for next season, so maybe we can hold off on that. We've got some options as well to replace them if we need to. Let's save up some more money and see if we can put it towards the cars, next season chassis and all that. Let's just see. Let's just see if that works out for us. A car repair is finished. So I think if we take everything out here and take a look. So that's pretty good at the moment. We can actually get that one up a bit. We can get that one up a bit. And anything else that really could be good. I mean, let's work on that. So, yeah, not really going to be too good there. 5 and 15. So if we push it up 4 days after the race, that's not really what we want, is it? 4 days after the race. I guess that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go there on performance and try and get that up because, hey, why not? So let me know in the comment section below, did you enjoy the fact that it was just the race and this little bit of afters, or would you like to see the practice and this kind of setup pre-practice in one video and then the race in another video? Let me know on the format, guys. I'm trying to get through the season fairly quickly, so skipping practice I think is a decent thing to do, but that's up to you. More practice. I really like that idea. Molly Fox. So let's take a look then at Miss Fox. Oh. Okay, so training young drivers, so morale goes up. Young gun, okay, but crash happy. Prefer the term racing incident. But even then, the focus isn't too low. That's not bad. That is not bad. So she's currently the #1 driver at Valbuena, who perform one above us. But that's a nice driver to have. Not great feedback, but a good racer. Bit hard on the tyres, good potential. I'm enjoying seeing that there. And then Pascal Becker. Good, solid, all the way through. Nice little reserve driver there for Steinman, who are up, of course, in the WMC. And, yeah. I'd be surprised if they let him go. I'd be really surprised if they let him go. But his contract is coming up. He is aggressive. So, okay. That feedback, see, that's what I'd want. Oh, imagine him as a second driver. Getting Steinman in as a second driver with Cruz, I mean, that would be fantastic. I'm not Steinman. Steinman's the team. Becker is what I mean. I think we all knew what I meant there, but that's just, yeah. That's interesting. We've got some really good options now, I feel, to replace our drivers if we need to. Now, overall, Cruz, I think, we put Cruz in a good car and he competes at this level. We put Valdez in a good car and he competes at Berlin. So, there's the difference between the two drivers. So I'm really hoping that we can get things sorted. And yeah, we've got a couple of races left, of course. We've got, as you can see here, the Milan GP raining in practice. Whereas in the race it looks sunny, 13 laps, very low fuel, very low, low tyre wear. That's going to be good. And then back to Russia for the Black Sea, where very high tyre wear. So maybe the best thing to do there would be running on medium compounds. That might be an option. We can get 5 laps out of the mediums by pushing them. That might work out for us. So those two races are coming up. As you can see, we're not really winning a ton right now, but 8th and 10th in the drivers, 3rd in the team championship, and I'm fairly happy with that. Let's go here then for extra long practices. Now, I want this. I do want this. I'm going to vote because we've got great feedback off Valdez last race. But we got a really, really good set of feedback from most of the races with Cruz. Come on, one more 4. Oh! Killing me. Well, you know what, guys? I think we've been doing good in practice anyway. That would have really allowed us to get like level 3 tyres and race setup and other bonuses. But ultimately, you know, we actually, yeah, we did okay. We did okay in the short practices, so I'm not worried about that. So 8 days, let's go and have a look at our parts. So let's see what we've got. Pretty decent. So 4 days after the race, that'll be 1 day before the race. So let's get that all up then. Merchandising opportunity. Let's have a look. Upset Valdez. Don't really care about that. The chairman will be unhappier, but we're performing above expectations and I get money. Ka-ching! Let's go. Let's rack and stack that money, baby. Let's rack and stack. 2 more races left. So I think we want to also... I think we want to up the budget here to fat stacks for next year's car. think that's what I want to do. So we're going to throw that up a little bit. Means we're losing money, but if we, the next 2 races, we lose 600,000. That's still going to leave us good money there in the budget. I'm not too unhappy with that. I think that also means that we should be looking at another part. So that engine doesn't seem very high. So I think before the end of this season, we're going to try and get a good engine up here. So top speed up, top speed, red zone down. I mean, that would be lovely, but it risks breaking rules this season. However, would it break it next season? I mean, that's the question. It would be a big improvement in terms of engine. I mean, that would suck in terms of performance. I wouldn't want to do that. So we'd have to do a little bit of risky. We would have to do a little bit risky here if we were to improve. Now, we can get that reliability up to 100 between races. That's fine. We're trying to carry this part through to next season, and maybe that won't break the rules. So the risk of rules, I think I'm gonna risk that. I am gonna risk that. 1.65 million. We drop 1.2 if we don't get any sponsorship money off the next 2 races. That'll leave us with 1.85 million down. Still leaves us with over 2 million in the bank. I'm going for that. That's a very nice engine that might be happening. So Cavalcanti, let's take a look at what she's like. Decent. She is selfish but a hard worker. So the mechanic relationship is actually up a little bit. The teammate morale and chairman happiness will be down, but fitness goes up by 1. So that's okay. Cavalcanti, not a bad racer at all. Low feedback though, probably disqualifies her from what we're looking at. So De Graaf, Becker, Molly Fox, I think, are the 3 we need to keep an eye on. We do need to keep an eye on those and see, maybe, just maybe, can we get ourselves a really quality driver. So that's round 14 of 16, and Panther have taken the lead there. Steinman in 3rd, Scuderia Rossini up in 1st. You can see Chapman there, 1 point ahead now of Sharp. Wow. Lovely little battle there. Wexler in 3rd, and not too far behind Surikov. That is a real battle going on there. So performance work will be done very, very soon. Johnny Navarro, where's he? Let's see. So that's another Colombian. He's having a secret affair, which isn't great, and he's pretty dumb. So, not a bad driver, but I think we've got the right Colombian. Why don't we just sort of step away there? Is it Colombia? No, that's Venezuela, isn't it? That's because Colombia doesn't have those stars. I think it's the same flag, but without the star. I think that's Venezuela, actually. So, my bad. But, yeah, I think we got the right one anyway. We got the right driver for us. So, yeah, we have options. Who else is being scouted out? Kotso. He is, he's a possibility. He could turn out to be okay. Johan as well. Very nice driver there. And of course, Ellie Nightingale could turn out to be a little bit of a beast with high feedback. So maybe bringing in someone as a reserve driver, then replacing Valdez, promoting them, and looking around for someone else at that stage. That might work out for us. That might work out. So, car, improve parts. So things are looking pretty decent now. We've got the good suspension, we've got the good gearbox as well. We've got a decent engine there. And that part, unfortunately banned, but hopefully if it gets unbanned for next season we can use it. Otherwise, we're probably taking these brakes through, aren't we? So let's try and get a little bit of work on those brakes to get them up to speed. We'll be taking that part through, which is fine, that part which is fine, and then this part. Yeah, I mean, those will be the top parts. We can't work on this anymore, so if it isn't around next season, we can't do anything about it. But these are the parts which we will be taking through right now. And then the new engine when we finish designing it. So I'm fairly happy with that. I think that's about all the work we need to do. Once again, it's Milan. It's got a good shot of making us a bit of money. I'm going to go in here with Cruz as, you know, giving him the best shot as always to try and win these races, because he has a much better record than Valdez. So everybody's on the right path. Shame with that ban part. But yeah, we are okay. So I'm off to do the racing. I'm off to do practice. We're going to get things through. Heavy rain in practice. I think it's supposed to be dry for the race itself. So that's going to be an interesting way around. We haven't had it that way around. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and all that stuff. I'll see you guys back here for the race in Milan as we try and close the gap on the top two teams in the ERS. Until then, guys, I'm Chris Orme. This is ZRT Autosport. For Sergio Valdez, Alessandro Cruz, and all the rest of the crew, thanks very much for playing along with us. Y'all take care.